Today we're going to talk about the best places to live in New Bern, North Carolina. At the end of this video, you'll know what suits you best. All right, we're going to find the best place for you to live in New Bern. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to look at a few main areas, detail those areas, and you can begin to find out what they're about and what suits you best. If you're wanting to soak in some of the best parts of New Bern, then you're going to want to focus on historic downtown New Bern, because that is where you have so much happening. You've got the shops downtown, you've got a lot of live events, you have everything in very close proximity. Marinas nearby, you've got a park, you've got shopping galore. If that's what you're looking for, you really want to consider downtown. The downtown has amazing historic properties. Not just that, you can actually find properties above the first level of shops downtown. Sometimes those come up for sale, which is really neat. Also, there's condos at the edge of downtown, right at the marina. You've got quite a few options for property at many different price points to actually be able to live in and experience historic downtown. You can go from your local mom and pop shops in the middle of downtown, right over to the park, feed the ducks, right over to the marina, right over the convention center. They've got great, awesome local breweries speckled throughout as well. Everywhere you're looking, there's just a lot of neat history and shops and exploring to do in downtown New Bern. The next location I want to focus on is just outside of downtown. As we pull out a little further, you're going to have other smaller neighborhoods, and you're going to come across two very distinct and really the larger of the neighborhoods, and that is going to be Greenbrier and Trent Woods. Let's talk about these real quick. Greenbrier is kind of your classic top-of-the-line neighborhood where you have really nice seasoned homes, mature trees, and an amazing golf course. So it's really hard to beat if you want to be not too far removed from downtown, but also in a great neighborhood. You also have Trent Woods. Trent Woods, it's a town of its own within New Bern. It is very large, has the golf course, has houses from all sizes and all prices, on the water, off the water, multifamily. It's got a little bit of everything. If you want to be just a little bit more removed, you could be in River Bend. And that's really worth noting because River Bend is a massive neighborhood, a little bit more removed from everything, but really a spectacular neighborhood with homes on the water, more mature trees, and there's also a lot of options for townhomes in there as well. So it's worth noting that downtown New Bern, this neighborhood, Greenbrier, this neighborhood, or really town of Trent Woods, and then further down River Bend, those are really all the main areas on the northern part of New Bern. They're all on their own side of the bridge. Just south of historic downtown New Bern lies another section of New Bern that you first come into from the bridge if you're coming from downtown. And that area is known as James City. And most folks end up calling everything James City on the way to Havelock, where the military base is. But really, for what it's worth, that first section is James City proper. The key element about this area is it's quite different from the more northern part of New Bern. The highway splits two sections. Really, on the east side of the highway, you have a lot of properties that are not in city limits, which a lot of people like to know about because you don't have city taxes. There's quite a few less restrictions, and there's a lot of homes on the water there. So that's a really neat section to look into. And then on the other side of the bridge, you are in city limits, and these have some of the biggest neighborhoods in New Bern. In this area, you have Taberna, and this neighborhood is massive, and it's very well established. It has a beautiful country club, it has a pool, it has 18-hole golf course, and it is just a beautiful development. And so if you're looking for property that's in the mid 300s and up, this is where you would be. A lot of the properties, a lot of these houses are all brick, and a lot of them are over $500,000, but you do have some that are under that, and you also have some townhome options even within that neighborhood. One that's very similar but a little newer would be Carolina Colors. It's just a little further south on the same side of the highway. It's a large development, and it has home prices in the similar range as Taberna. It's offering lots that are maybe just a little bit bigger, and there's probably a little more options in the lower price range as they're expanding a back portion with new construction that are in the high 300s and to mid 400s. And so those two neighborhoods really stand out. And again, Carolina Colors also has the 18-hole golf course like Taberna. These are close to Creekside Park, and this is one of the bigger parks in New Bern. It is where you're gonna go if you got kids and you want them involved in sports. Most of their practices and games are gonna be here. Certainly if they're doing baseball or soccer. But it has just an amazing playground. You can rent out a section to host parties, and it even in the back has a dock that you can kayak off of, you can fish off of, and it also has a disc golf course. As you go south in this area, you're getting closer, you're really going south and east, you're getting closer to Havelock, the next town, and that has the Cherry Point Air Station Marine Corps base. And so a lot of folks who are moving there as our beloved military members, or they're working on the base, they really like to know, okay, where can I live, maybe in New Bern, but it's also close to where I work. And this is going to be that section that's going to be the closest to you. And we can't forget about Bryce's Creek. This is a great area. It is just west of James City. It's great if you're looking for more mature trees, more established neighborhoods with some options of vacant land and new construction as well. But it's centered around Bryce's Creek, the actual creek, and the Trent River. And so there's also a lot of opportunity for waterfront property and water activities. And there's public boat access, boat ramps. So that's awesome too. Another section in New Bern is located a little bit more northeast of what we would call the center of New Bern if we're referring to the downtown. And this takes you to Bridgeton, and a little further over is a very large development, Fairfield Harbour. So if you're looking for houses on the water under $1 million that have the sunset going down over downtown New Bern, you're gonna wanna live in Bridgeton. They are some of the best views that there is, in my opinion, on the water. And it is just beautiful. Bridgeton is quite small, but what's neat about it is it has some very nice waterfront property. It also has multifamily, it has apartments, and it has some smaller houses surrounding it. If you go just a bit east, by a bit I mean about 20 minutes or so, you're gonna find yourself in really the only gated community in New Bern, and that's Fairfield Harbour. This is basically a massive peninsula with a ton of homes. Not only do we have a bunch of resales there, but we have new construction happening as we speak. And so there is a lot of property in Fairfield Harbour. And a lot of people like Fairfield Harbour because you've got property on the water, and there's a marina, a great country club, and you can dock your boat, and everything's easy to get to, and it's very community based because it's kind of its own thing out there. The only downside is it's a little bit of a drive to get to downtown New Bern. It almost feels like when you go out there, you're kind of wondering, am I still in New Bern? And you are. And a lot of people love that area because it's so distinct from the rest of town, namely that it is a gated community with the security guards at the front, right? So it has that to offer. So if you're looking for that, that really does appeal to people to have that option. There's a lot of development happening, and it's what we call West New Bern. And these are gonna be neighborhoods that are a lot newer, a lot of expansion between not just single family homes, but also apartments. And so these are really neat. If you're looking to be on the outside of New Bern, the access going up to Greenville or to Raleigh is just a little bit easier there, so that might appeal to you. You're also still not very far from the hospital. And so West New Bern and those developments out there are really neat because they give you that kind of access. Also, if you're looking for a little bit of land, you want to look just around that area, west side of New Bern, and as you begin to exit New Bern, there's a lot of land options. Now, you should have a good idea of what place would suit you best here in New Bern. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. That helps us help more people like you know what it's like living here in New Bern, North Carolina. My name is Blake Samperi. I've lived here for over 10 years, and I love helping people make the move here as well. So whether that's in 9 days or whether it's in 90 days, I'm here for you. Would love to work with you. You can find my contact info below in the description. Check it out. Give me a ring. Let's do this journey together.